this is teeth.
It-
Teeth. This is episode
Take two.
32 of Random Encounter, doing the Abomination Vaults on Foundry VTT, using Sirenscape sounds with random beeps in the background. Goodness knows what that was. And yeah, there we go. And we are into as with, you know, all of my pre-planning and prep and everything else, another cliffhanger, another start of another fight. It's almost like I plan it that way, but I'm not that good at planning. So what we have got though is something a little bit special, a little bit different, because we have a slight alteration on your standard creature. You know, we've done a lot of things that are in Pathfinder, and we've got something a little bit special. One of the things I do like with a lot of the rule books that they do, with all of these ones that are behind me here and all the ones that I'm missing, but still, with all of the stuff that they tend to bring out, they like doing templates. They like doing these things that you can add on top of creatures to make them slightly different. And you know, for those of you that are seasoned veterans of various different games and things like that, it's nice to have something a little bit special, a little bit different. So we have got something like that, because these ghouls look very, very similar to almost everything else, but there's a little bit of something else to them. And they've turned around and they've talked, and they've spoken to you, and they've said words, which is not ghoulish behaviour normally. Let's face it. They don't tend to. They don't tend. It's quite. Yeah, level of humour.
Is the only culture some people have got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. So we'll do a little bit of something different, but yes, we're going to go into this pretty quickly. As I said, we've done all of the sort of stuff that's fairly standard. By the by, said it in the last one, if you like our videos, please hit the like button. It makes a huge difference to the sort of people that come across the videos. It increases the chance that people find the videos when they do searches. I know personally, for a fact, I've been on YouTube with my personal account. I've typed in Abomination Vaults, and I've seen us cropping up, and what it does is it shows the latest one that we've posted and the one that was a week ago, and then all of a sudden the one that's the week before that has vanished, and it's not on the list, and I don't know why, but then the following one the week after that is. It's just really weird the way that YouTube works. So if you can subscribe to us, it makes a massive difference to us. Especially, you know, we are still starting out. This is the 32nd episode. Okay, we are still pretty new at this. We're still pretty fresh. We're kind of balancing the deals with all of the music and everything else, and so on and so forth. So for us to see that people are subscribing to our channel, liking our videos, it makes all of this not worthwhile, because we do it anyway. We play this game anyway, even if we weren't, but it just adds that little extra on the top, and it's really nice to have that sort of community build and all the rest of it. So please please subscribe, please tell people. As I say, I can keep going on about that, and I have done in previous ones, but for us, it's a huge thing. We are picking up from where we did last week. Mosrun has slid open a secret door for the second time, having slid it closed the first time just to sort of hide and have a bit of a conversation. Slid open the door, and while these creatures, these ghouls, have been working away at the shelves that they're stood next to, has asked them, said hello, effectively. At which point they turned around, a little bit surprised to start with, but then this grimace and this grin appeared across their face, and they shouted, "The cult of Canker shall eat your flesh." And we're going to go for a fight. We are going to go for a fight. They are going to immediately react to you, so we will start a little bit of music. We'll get us onto the old wonderful battle map, and we are going to have a little bit of a fight. So once more, with all of you, if you would be so kind as to roll your initiatives, please.
Would you accept an argument for us being prepped for the fight, qualifying as me scouting to give us a plus
I
one?
will give you that, yes.
Awesome. It's a good thing.
Not prepped enough for me to remember to cast anything on the weapon that you're wielding, but prepped enough to scout.
That I am holding
You
up.
can buff my halberd early later. If we survive this,
Seriously,
we'll see.
keep it at home.
Weapon, not
Cool.
helmet.
I don't have a helmet you can polish.
Anyway, let's go with Phelan first, please.
30.
30. Okay, 30. Fine. You see that being delayed. Inver.
11.
11. Moz.
14 and 9 gives me 13 plus. Sorry, gives me 23 plus 1 gives me 24.
Okay, and Neffy.
3.
3.
23.
I was going to say, I thought I heard that wrong.
I rolled so badly, it went negative.
Yep. I
rolled a 3. At least I added stuff to it.
Counteracting your own initiative.
Okay. So, Phelan, you are first. You do hear this coming from the corridor. With your torchlight, you are just about able to see. I mean, you've got dark vision anyway, so it doesn't matter to you. But you can see both of these creatures past Inver and Moz. A wonderful thing where tokens take up 5-foot spaces, but characters, generally speaking, won't. So you are able to see past them. You are able to see.
I'm going to do recall knowledge.
Okay. What sort of information are you after?
Defenses, I think.
Okay. On the assumption that these are normal ghouls, and having had things identified, I'm going to say that it's slightly easier to identify them. On the assumption that these aren't normal ghouls and they don't have anything else fancy about them, what you do know is they do have quite a few immunities, but they're probably not things that you're going to do too often to them anyway. They're immune to death effects, diseases, paralysis, poison, and being made unconscious. They tend to have pretty bad fortitudes. Okay, they're not the most fortuitous creatures around, but being dead, but they are quite reflexy. And beyond that, there's not really a lot of defenses. These ones look different, and that is a little confusing, but they're not really the most dangerous creature normally.
Okay. Because I've got Inver and Mosran in the way, I would ordinarily want to chuck a firebolt at this point, but that's quite a lot of cover.
It would be, yes.
So we shall throw the horns to the metaphorical sky and hit the first one with an electric arc.
Okay, that's more than fair.
So basic reflex save DC 19, which they will undoubtedly pass, but it's the principle of the thing.
It does pass. It doesn't critically succeed though, so there is.
It takes half.
It takes half, yeah.
Okay. So it's 9 down to 5.
Okay. You fire electric off at it. The creature does dodge most of it, but takes that damage. The skin does seem to pop and crackle with the energy. So yeah.
Feast on this.
Okay. It is unfortunately for you that creature's turn next. While it can't get to Phelan, it is going to step up to Moz. teeth glaring and the like at you, and it's gonna try and hit you with its claws first. So its hand comes down and swings out at Mosran. 6 on the dice with a plus 12 is only going to be an 18, which
Not
is
too bad.
gonna miss. It's then going to try and bite you. That's only an 8 on the dice, so plus 7 on that is not going to hit either. So yeah, this thing stepped up to you and tried to hit you and bite you and completely misses. Moz.
Knowing that, or rather, being aware that Invar is not moving as rapidly as possible, currently by virtue of the fact that Phelan's already acting and I haven't had a herd activity behind me, I'm going to have to basically hold the gap for a couple of moments at least. Let me think. Actually, it moved into my range. Oh, but I don't get a reach. I don't get the attack of opportunity,
Correct.
do I? Because
No.
I haven't done yet. Sorry.
Well,
Okay.
it's more. It's more. I mean, yes, because normally you'd have reach. So yeah, your attack of opportunity triggers now. The ability to use it.
Maybe that's down the pipe as opposed to ahead of it. That's okay. It's okay. Invar's right behind us. If I hold my action, as in if I hold or drop down the initiative phase, I basically bounce back to this point next time round?
No,
Is that
you
right?
stay down where you go to. So if you chose to go down to 10, which would be after Inver, then you would stay there permanently.
Okay, that's too much of a problem. In that case, then I'm going to stab it in the face.
Okay.
For a first attack.
I mean, please
Yeah,
remember
that's
you
gonna-
can move through allies without penalty.
Yeah, but so
I don't
can
think he
they.
wants to back up through me though.
If I back up through Inver, that puts Inver on the front when potentially
And you
his buddy
shouldn't
moves through him.
Invar back.
I mean, DM.
Yes, you could shove your ally. That is.
Shove me back. Not uncontested.
But well, there's no contestation thing in it. It is a target number thing. But yeah, I would allow you to shove your allies backwards if that was what you wanted to do.
I'm going to stab it in the face. I'm going
Okay.
to stab, as in stab the enemy in the face.
Yes.
Just to be clear. Come on.
Yeah, what I
That's
meant
a
was I wasn't going to take the hint and just step backwards out of the way.
14 plus 12 for a 26.
26 is a hit.
Awesome sauce. Okay. Good to know. That's higher than 16. Okay. So we go 10 plus. Is that a 1 or a 7? That's a 1. So 1 plus 4 for 5.
5 points
On the first one.
damage. Okay, you take a swing at this creature. It is very nimble and difficult to hit. You do catch it though, and it seems to take a reasonable amount of damage.
That's good. Having coming with a high right to low left sweep, we're just going to immediately drive in for a brutish shove to kind of create space and cause it problems.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 3. That's going to be bugger all.
Yeah, I mean, remember you've got that hero point. You have got that hero point. You completely forgot it last time. You do have one, remember?
The feeling I might need it more soon. So we're going to hold off on that. We're just going to go for another brutish shove attack.
Okay. Biggest
Not-
penalty,
not
just
feeling
as
this
a
one.
reminder.
Yeah, neg 10, so functionally plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 15 plus 2 for 17.
That is a miss.
Good to know.
That is a
1, 2, 3.
miss. Yeah, indeed. Neffy, it is your first turn.
Okay. I can't really do anything without moving, I think.
Probably not.
I'm gonna stand here.
Mm-hmm. Stepping in line with
Um,
everyone else.
They're gonna get cover because I'm shooting. Yeah, I mean, all I can do really is try and shoot it.
Yep,
But
that's fair.
they're gonna get some cover. But hey ho. That is 23.
A 23 to hit the one fighting Moz or the one at the back?
The one at the back, because I
Oh,
would get my sneak attack.
You
It's not
would
acted yet.
indeed, and that is a hit.
So what's my damage on my crossbow? Because I haven't done that. Well, D6. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage to the one at the back. That does indeed seem to work. He ends up with a bolt in his chest. Okay.
And then I reload.
And then you reload.
That's me.
It is my creature's turn at the back. And this is where we learn a little bit about these creatures. That makes them ever so slightly different. Because it raises its hands and points them, and as part of a 2-round action, it's going to cast a spell called Grim Tendrils, which is going to catch Moz and Inver in this attack. Firstly, the creature in front of you, Moz, seems to not take any damage from this whatsoever. This necromantic energy kind of comes up from the floor and starts to drag down at you, and while this creature is in the area, it does not seem to be affected by it. First things first, both yourself and Inver are going to take 7 points of damage, negative energy damage.
Okay.
However, you do get a fortitude save to half that, so please make a fortitude save.
15.
A 15 is a failure, you will take the full 7.
18 plus 9. So 9, 18, 27.
You only take half of that, so you're going to take 3 points of damage. In addition to that, both of you are bleeding, and you will take persistent bleed 1 damage every turn. So that's what it's going to do for 2 actions to start with. And then for its third action... Can't cast another spell. So it is going to... At this point... yeah, it'll move forwards just in case it gets an opportunity to do something slightly different. Inver, it is your turn.
Oh, I'm so glad it moved up. Into range. So I am going to use a new spell. So I have a 10-foot burst, which I think means I can drop it there and catch both creatures and nobody else.
Yeah, so bursts are done off of a corner, and they will go like that. But as it happens, Moz will just be out of it because that isn't on a corner. Let's put that on a corner. There we go. That's better.
So this is Sound Burst. This is one I learned when we leveled up last time. Swapped out the previous one. So, cacophonous noise blasts out, dealing 2d10 sonic damage with a fortitude save.
A fortitude save, which you already know these guys aren't very good at.
That's why I was really pleased when I heard that. Because all my stuff comes off fortitude.
Okay, so one of them is only going to get a 10. The
Fail.
other one is going to get a 23.
The critical success. Oh no, it's not. DC 18. It's really not.
It's really not.
No,
No, so
no, that's just a success. Right, what am I rolling?
2d10, I
D10s.
believe. Yep.
5 and this is a percent dice. 1. 6.
Okay, so the one at the back is going to take. Was that 6 in total?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one at the back is going to take 3, but the one at the front will take the full 6. Okay, so that is 2 of your actions.
Slightly less effective than I had hoped. I am going to cast shield.
Okay, you pop a shield up. Phelan.
Okay. So, our special little friends come a little bit closer. So this means we can throw the horns to the sky again and hit both of them with electric arc.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Again with the DC 19 basic reflex.
Okay, so the one at the front passes, the one at the back critically passes, so won't take any damage.
Okay, so the one at the front can take 5 damage again.
Okay.
That's halved down from 9.
Yep. Okay, and then you have one more action. the downside of being a caster.
You mentioned the other day something about like a one action opening assistance thing that
So,
is not assisting.
Yes, there are ways in which you can aid in a combat situation. You do, however, unfortunately, you can't do it from range. That's the only downside. You do have to be next to the creature that you're trying to help with.
For that idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything useful.
That's fair enough then. That's fair enough. Okay, that means it is the creature in front of Mosran. It is going to try and bite you, Moz. It's going to just go straight in for the bite right from the very, very beginning. We are going to go with a 5 on the dice plus a 12, and that is going to miss with a 17, and you are getting away with murder. It's then going to try.
Not yet.
It's then going to try and
Well, that's
claw
fine.
you. 1 on the dice. Whatever. This guy is going to discover that he's going to be in trouble very quickly, I think. He's going to try and claw you again. Oh, there we go. 19 on the dice with a plus 4. So that is going to be a 23, which is going to hit you, I am afraid. I would firstly... I mean, obviously, I like this idea. Take 9 points of damage, please.
Well, that seems entirely unnecessary, but sure.
You'd say that.
Right, yep.
I'd like you to make a fortitude saving throw, please.
Again.
Yeah.
Of course. That's a nat 20 plus 9. Please.
Okay, well that's good because that stops you being paralysed.
Oh, that's very helpful.
And then it's your turn.
Sorry,
Okay.
Kat.
You.
The one that failed against my saving throw is deafened for a round.
Okay, that's this one at the front, and it can be deafened, so that is
Not going to make a
fine.
huge amount of difference.
No, if you could link the spell in the chat thing though, that means I can then pull the effect onto the creature. So, actually, no. To be fair, deafened I can get this way. Don't worry about it. I can get to deafened here. There we go. Yeah, cool. That's fine. Right. Anyway, yes, Moz. Sorry, it is your turn.
So, as a little bit of a free action, I will, as I'm pulling the halberd backwards, I'll go, Invi, supposed to clear the gap! And I'll go for my first attack.
Okay.
Oh yeah, whoops, sorry.
That's an 8 that I'm going to hero point.
Okay. You go for that.
Because with... oh, no, I should have kept that. Oh, well, okay.
Well, you haven't rolled a second dice roll yet, so by all means, if you don't want to use that hero point, you tell me what the total
I'm
is.
going to... Well, it's a natural 8, which gives me a plus 12 for 20
That is a hit.
on my first strike. So we'll take that as a stab at it in the face.
Mm-hmm.
That's a D10. For a 5.
For 5 points damage. Okay. Slowly but surely getting there. He does not look as healthy as he was.
Good. Following up with a brutish shove.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gone down for the high spear. He's now trying to turn the halberd slightly and use the broad axe on ribs as much as he can, because there's not much body there to push against. That's a 13 plus 7 for 7.21.
20. Exactly a hit again.
Perfect. So let's quickly pull up the details there.
So
My size or smaller, that creature is now flat-footed until the end of my current turn, and I can automatically shove it 5 foot.
Okay. So
Wasn't a critical, so that's fine.
he goes back 5 foot. I believe you still do
And-
damage as well, because it's still a strike. So
I do. That's a 4 for 4, plus 4, 4.
8. Okay. He's looking ropey. I will say that for just the simple benefit. He's looking quite ropey now. You've got multiple cuts going across his body. He's not looking well.
And whilst I could pursue, there's no point, because he can still take the point with a reach weapon.
Yeah, you can still attack from
And
there.
we're going to very much keep him at the full end of it. There's no real good action on a swing there, so it's
No.
still going for a stab at it in the face.
Mm-hmm.
For an 18. Stays on the table. That's an
18
on the
in...
dice plus.
Oh, well, if it's on the dice, then that's going to be a hit. So that gives you 3 20s in total in a row for every single attack.
I'm never throwing these dice away ever. Because when they're good, they're very good. Unlike 3 games ago when they were murdering me.
This is
So-
true.
So they go one way or the other. But that's a 4 on the dice for a total of 8 damage.
Okay. He is still alive, but he's hanging on. It really is. There's not a lot of him left at all. Neffy.
Matt, was I supposed to take bleed damage?
Oh,
I do
yes.
take bleed damage, yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. You take 1 point of damage each, and then please roll a d20 and tell me if you get 15 or higher.
This is where it goes wrong.
3.
I'm going to put that dice aside because it's been too lucky.
Okay.
That's 20.
So, Moz, you take 1 point of damage, you stop bleeding. Inver, you take 1 point of damage, but you are still bleeding. And then it is Neffy's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the one at the front.
Okay.
There he is. 28.
Yeah, that's going to hit. Because of the people in the way, it's most definitely not going to be a crit, but it is
Yeah.
a hit.
5 points of damage.
And that one drops dead. Or dead again, or whatever definition you want to give for ghouls. But that one stops moving, it slumps to the floor, and it stops moving. Please remember your reloads here, so...
Yes, I was about to say I reloaded. That was my last action last time.
It was, yeah.
And then I was about to reload.
Okay, and that gives you one more
That's
action.
my second action. And then, yes. And then I'll just shoot the guy behind.
Okay.
Or try. No, that's a natural one.
No,
So no, I won't shoot the guy.
that's definitely going to miss.
No.
That is
Moving
definitely
on.
going to miss. It is my my ghoul's turn. It is going to continue to do things which they shouldn't be able to do, and it is going to cast another spell. The target on this one is a single creature, Moz. I would very, very, very much appreciate if I can make this attack roll, which I can't guarantee. That you're gonna. Well, it depends on whether or not I crit you or not, I suppose. A greenish kind of light comes from its hand and aims straight towards Moz. 2 on the dice, but this is a plus 12. No, a 14 is going to miss. And then in a bit of a panic, it's gonna run away. Yeah, I think it's time to get out of here. It is out of your reach, yeah. It makes it to the door, but it's not at the far end of the chamber. But it's unable to do anything else because it doesn't have any more actions. Inva.
You can move through me.
Where would if I got that in the edge of a 10-foot burst, where would the edge nearer me be?
Okay, so if you want it just within the in the 10-foot burst, let me just draw that for you.
2 tiles into the main room.
There you go. So that would be in the blast. The next one down would not be.
That is within 30 feet of me, which is the important part. I'm going to cast the same spell again.
Okay, so are you needing to move or not?
Nope. I can drop it anywhere I like 30 feet away, and it is then a 10-foot burst.
Okay, so you would have to drop it there. That's the...
Oh.
Because that's where it has to be from the centre of it. Burst is out from your target location.
Right, yeah. I can't do that. In that case, I'm going to do what I was told to do last time and bugger off.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hang on. So that's one action.
You can bugger off.
You could get out of the way forwards. That's yeah.
No. Cast shield.
Okay.
Call it done.
Yeah, fair enough then. Phelan, you can see that the one that was remaining has run to the other end of the room.
Okay.
Right. Chasing this thing down seems like effort. So we're gonna reach really high up to the sky with the horn here, and it use reach spell to extend lightning arc.
Nice.
And it can make that DC 19 basic reflex save again.
Yeah, fair enough. Natural 1, critically failed.
Oh.
So does that mean it takes double damage?
It does.
That means it takes a grand total of 20.
Oh, ow. Okay. This arc bounces off the floor with the extended reach spell, and he just stands there and shakes at the far end of this door, trying to reach the door as it goes. I believe reach spell, does that take an action to use reach?
It does.
Spell?
So that's all my 3 done.
All 3 of yours. Moz, that makes it yours then. It has got quite a distance from you. That's the only obvious downside at the moment.
I can move 20 foot time. It is combatively 30 foot away, but 35 foot. Just out of curiosity, from this distance, as I rapidly close on it,
Hmm.
do I reckon that door swings this way or that way?
You wouldn't be able to tell from here, I'm afraid. Most likely, if there is a room on the other side, you'd say it would swing out from you.
Is it any? The thematic running through my head is just Moz just sees this lightning bolt just go pinging down the way and just basically chases it and is contemplating steamrollering this guy into the wall or the door.
Yeah. The only thing you don't know is what's on the other side.
And as I'm not wearing spiky armor, there's no benefit to it, so I'm just going to throw that full momentum into a single attack.
Okay.
If he is pinned to the door, he cannot open it.
Yeah. Can can you remind us how grappling works in this system? Can I basically grab a hold of him?
You could.
I was thinking more just nailing him to the door
well.
with the halberd. But go off.
So if you wanted to grapple, you could. You would have to be next to him. It would be an athletics check, I believe, against his reflex DC or fortitude DC. I'd have to check that one. Probably fortitude, actually. And if you manage that, you grab them. You give them the grabbed condition. It immobilizes them. Various other things. What I would say is that wouldn't stop him opening the door.
Part of me wants to grab a hold of him and beat him until he gives us information.
Now, there is that option. As I said, you don't know quite why he's running away and where he's running to. Just one thing that might be of interest to you is the process of opening the door is a manipulate, so you would get an attack of opportunity against that.
Even if I've got him grappled, that's
even
fine.
if you've got him grappled.
I'm gonna get a hold of him then. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a hold of him.
So,
athletics.
yes, an athletics check, please. And let me just very, very quickly run up through the rules. It is a grab action. No, that's how to do it with a creature. Always the fun one. Very quickly. Archives of Nethys, everybody, if you're really stuck, here we go. Attempt an athletics check against the target's fortitude DC. There you go. I knew the rule, but I just wanted to check. So make that athletics check, please.
It's a +9. Ooh, it's a 9. I'm going to take that hero point. This feels thematic enough. That's a nat 20 +9.
That would do it. That's a critical success. So not only is it grabbed, which would be the normal thing that would happen, it is actually restrained. A critical success is an upgraded version of this. So a restrained creature, I believe, has even less options available to it. So yeah, a restrained creature. If a creature is restrained, they are flat-footed, they are immobilized, they can't attack or manipulate, except to try and escape or to force open a bond. So there you go. They are restrained. They are not.
Bundles into him and wraps.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So we will just very quickly try and see if there is a restrained. Oh, there is. There we go. He is restrained. Okay, so that is all 3 of your actions. Neffy.
So we want to ask this guy questions, is what we're saying.
That's currently Moz's loose plan. Beat him until he gives us information.
Then I'm gonna reload.
Yep.
So I'm prepped.
Yep.
And just go into the room, and then that's it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm trusting him, Moz.
Right. It is the creature's turn. So it doesn't have many options here. It's the option it's got is to do a strength check against you. which is actually it's an athletics check to force open. I believe it's done against various sorts of DCs and things like that, which I think is against your athletics DC, or it can attempt an unarmed strike against your athletics DC as well. So I would be very interested, please, in you telling me what your bonus to your athletics is.
9.
9. Okay.
Good number.
So the target number there is going to be a 19. Its bonus, all things considered, is pretty high. So we'll see what we roll, because he's going to try and break free. 10 on the dice with a plus 12 means that he forces your hands away from him. And then he starts to reach for the door handle.
Can't hold him, kill him. Back of opportunity at full map, which means plus 12 to the dice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 10 plus 12 for 22.
That is a hit.
2 plus 4 for 6.
And that is just enough that he is going to drop down. And we shall end the fight there.
Okay, time to get Inver bandaged up.
Yeah.
And Moz.
Yes, but you're
Inver
right
is
next
still
to.
bleeding, to be fair.
Yeah.
Inver
I
hasn't
thought you-
managed to stop bleeding yet.
I searched the room.
I will drag the corpse back from the door and have a listen to the door.
Okay, so a couple of little
Oh,
bits and
watch
pieces.
Neffy.
That was
I
why I
can't
was doing it
reach
now.
her.
I was like, Inver's distracted.
Okay.
Uh-huh. That's fair. You're in another room. I can't see you.
The first thing I will say is this. The shells themselves do not appear to contain anything of any interest at all. They're little odds and sods. Yeah. The shells are really kind of barren. It's like little. The more you look at it, it's almost like little bits of dried flesh. And oddly, like they're trying to combine the bits of random rotten flesh they've got with odd like purple funguses, or it's like they're concocting meals in here for some reason.
So
What you know of this room, it doesn't feel like this is what it was originally intended for, but it certainly looks like this might be some sort of prep room for these creatures, whatever they are. Moz, when you listen at the door, you can hear a lot of movement on the other side of the door. It appears to be some sort of humanoid creature speaking in a very guttural, almost harsh and unpleasant voice. Very similar vocal style to the creature you've just killed. So that kind of raspy sound, but it's not a language that you recognize. But on top of that, you can hear what sounds like a number of creatures trying to build something.
Is there any kind of repeated refrain that I can like try and stick him in mind that we can take away?
Not really, no.
Okay. Fair enough. It's one of those ones, if something is repeated often enough, then it might be important. But if there's nothing that's sticking out, that's absolutely fine.
No.
Moz will just basically move the body out the way, check over the door as best he can, sprinkle down some caltrops. That's caltrops he keeps on putting down and picking up. He's going to sprinkle them off next to the door and then just step back.
Okay.
Probably would do if you could move.
It should be out of combat, and I don't know why it isn't. Give it a go now.
Unless of course, I can't just being fun.
Fair enough. Yeah, other people can move. All right. Neffy, the only other thing now that Moz brings the other corpse back again, you do spot something. Both of them are wearing necklaces on which appears to be a very, very deliberately placed lump of rotten flesh. But it's.
I mean, I take them because we'll probably need them for something, but ew. I'm like holding them out, going, Inver!
I've
I
stolen
can't
this,
bring
you
you
pick
in
it up,
time.
please.
I'm not dripping more blood over the floor. Bring him here.
I'll bring the rotten flesh necklaces to Inver. Find your presents.
It's the thought that counts. Do I know anything about why these ghouls might be wearing lumps of rotten flesh around their necks?
This is the most ridiculously weird thing you have ever heard of. There is no good reason why a ghoul would wear a piece of flesh on a piece of string wrapped around its neck. It's almost when you put it together with the robes, and they called themselves the Cult of Canker. It's almost like you found some sort of undead ghoul cult priesthood. Yeah, these guys just are every level of odd that you have ever heard of in terms of
And
ghouls.
I thought I was joking when I made the quip about ghoul fever being the only culture they had.
Speaking of cultures, is it worth taking some of these strange purple mushroomy things back? Again, if, there are religious types that are good at dealing with ghouls and might have some knowledge on what the hell it is they're growing down here. I've got like a small,
Right.
spare small pouch. Let's stick some of this in. Because I don't
Sure, I've got
think...
something. I'm sure I've got something.
I've got some, yeah.
Wrap it up in something. We'll stick it in the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Wrapped up a couple of bits and pieces, little weird funguses and mosses and lichen that you find on the
And
desks.
I can do some science on that when we're somewhere a bit less dubious.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Go on. No,
I
go on.
was going to say, myself and Invar aren't feeling particularly spry. We're low on supplies, and there's something interesting going on in the side of that room. The trade-off now is, do we go back and resupply, hold up here a little bit longer, and try and get a bit of a rest and heal up, and then push on, because they're going to know that these guys are being killed off soon. We won't have a day.
And we rest up enough before they figure that out. Because if we can, we should stay. If not, we've got not a lot to lose by going. Sure, we won't know where they are, but we'll know roughly which bit they're likely to be in. And they sound established down here. I can't imagine they're going to go roaming at random.
Yeah.
Looking at the necklaces Neffy so kindly gave me, can I make any sort of guess at what the creature might have been and what part it is? Is it bone? Is it actual flesh? Is it spine? Is it...
No, it's just a lump of flesh. It's not really possible to tell. It could be anything.
Have they made any attempt to preserve it, or is it just gently rotting?
No, it's just decaying.
Delightful.
I mean, they're ghouls. What do you expect?
There is one thing that springs.
Neffy, go and wash your hands. Go and wash your hands before you touch your face.
There is one thing that springs to mind for all of you. There is a means of plausible deniability that you have available to you on this floor.
Oh yeah. The dude.
Hmm. The knowledgeable
dude?
individual, the slightly ghoulified
Oh yeah.
being. I
Oh.
forget what species he is. I apologise.
He was a Morlock, an undead Morlock.
Morlock.
Yes.
That was the one. Two
Oh,
You
tunnels
might
a
know
room
about
ago.
cults.
Sure.
Yeah, he might know about these lot because he knows not to go near the ones in the corridor.
Hmm.
They might have turned him.
Well,
Like you're thinking.
not only that, but he also eats them.
Yeah.
Oh, we could take him a present.
Or we could at least tell.
Yes!
We could at least tell him where the present is,
Yeah.
because you know it's just down the corridor. We've dealt with the gibbering thing. It's
Yeah.
a nice gentle stroll if he feels like chowing down.
Yep. I was
And
going to
that
offer to fix his jaw as well. Make it easier for him to eat rather than having to put it back periodically.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I'm going to need to sleep before I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm still bleeding, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I did say I was attending to you, but then
Okay.
Yeah. No,
We started talking.
by all means, roll your
Oh.
medicine check, or nature check as it happens to be for yourself.
right. Well, have 4 hit points back and stop bleeding.
Thank you.
As of before we got distracted in investigating.
Yes,
Yep.
indeed. Okay, so what is your plan? What do you want to do?
Mop up a little bit in here. Obfuscate the fact that the secret door even exists. And then close the door again and slip out. I'm going to leave the caltrops where they are deliberately.
Okay.
We'll do a bit of 10 minutes quick bandaging on Moz while we're at it, because it costs nothing to give him 4 hit points.
Woo.
Are you moving the bodies at all? Are you going to put them on the other side of the secret door so that, firstly, Angle can find them easily?
Oh.
Plus, it also means that
Yeah.
they might not be found because.
It's on the other side of the door.
I can
Pull them into
heal.
this side of the.
I
Pull
have.
them onto
Oh,
into this room now.
fuck's sake. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I can cast heal. I have spells left in that slot.
Either way, we're clear.
No, but the point is,
We're
if I
quite
do the
close
ranged version, it harms the undead.
now. Yeah, that for next time.
There is that.
This
Yeah.
rep is crap. I need a new one.
Okay, so you drag the bodies, you put them here, you shut up the various doors and close them in. A little bit of patching up to make sure that Inver isn't bleeding out. What do you guys want to do now? Because
I mean,
I like
I'm
what you were-
quite happy to do the healing spell on Moz since he's still looking a bit chewed.
But I've got items with 3 heal spells, three level 1 heal spells worth of charge in. So we're
But
not we're not dry,
yeah,
but
If we're going to hole up somewhere and we're safe, I may as well use the magic.
Are we going to go back to the library and have a conversation and make ourselves comfortable whilst we have this?
I mean, the library is probably the library where our pal is probably a much better bet for a resting spot than here, because he seems to be out of the general wandering range of beasties. So I'm happy to do that. I mean, we can go and get some dinner on, and we can make ourselves comfortable for a reasonably sizable period of recuperation.
Won't turn down that healing info. Yeah.
Right.
If
Let's
we
do that
fall
before
back, have a
we go,
conversation.
just
It'd
in
be nice
case
to
anything else has moved.
Yeah.
point.
Because we could go back there and there could be sort of man plus ghoul
Yeah,
Mm.
lying in wait for us.
Yeah.
exactly.
So, 2-action version. Or 1d8 plus 8. 10.
Yay! I'm fully
Okay.
3/4 of my healing.
So your current plan is to head back to the library chamber where Orgriel was, or is it to head
Yeah.
back to town?
I
It's
think the
Orgrill.
library chamber with Orgrill.
Okay.
Mm.
We'll not move the tokens around. I've moved us away from the map on the recording. So you head yourself back down south, move through the various chambers, and head back to where Orgriel is. And they kind of, oh hey you're back then. Hi.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wait. I Well, I wasn't expecting you, to be fair. I was a bit surprised you went the way you did. Um, uh, did you find the chattery pool?
it's a bit less chattery.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just avoided it, to be fair. I've not really needed to go that way. So, uh, okay. Well, that's good. And, I mean, you don't look exactly as healthy as you used to look. Was it quite a bad chattery pool then? Was it, I don't quite understand what's going.
It was a little obnoxious.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough then.
But you know the steps by the chattery pool.
I kind of remember them, yes.
If you go up there and through the first door, we've
Oh.
left some snacks for you.
Oh, you found some of them, did you? And you got rid of them?
Yep.
Oh,
Mhm.
I am very hungry, to be fair. If you don't mind, I'm going to go and have something to eat.
You do that. We're going to sort something similar out here if you don't mind us resting.
Would you like? Would you like me to see if I can fix your jaw so it doesn't keep falling off?
I, that would be nice, but to be fair, most of the bones on that side have also kind of been broken and in tiny little pieces. I don't know if that would fix. You might just make me feel better, but still have a broken jaw. It's a bit of a weird one. I remember magic is a bit strange. And everything I've read in here is kind of about necromancy and all that sort of stuff. And yeah.
I'm willing to try it if you'd like.
Okay, no, I mean, I'm happy for you to do that, to be honest. It will be okay. Yeah, is you okay with me just going? I'm fine with you staying. I mean, I don't sleep. So I can keep an eye out for you if you trust me enough. Or if you not, then somebody can stay up and keep me company.
Well,
15
we'll
points of healing to the jaw.
It doesn't fix. It
Mhm.
kind of bits of it fix, but not all of it. So it's not hanging off. But yeah, he's sort of still talking with a bit of a lisp. But that feels better. I will say that much. It does feel better.
Good.
Um,
Good.
I think
But yes, we
the big problem now might be the fact that the flesh is all rotting and falling away. But it's what it is, isn't it? Really.
I can't do much about that.
No,
But you
no.
keeping an eye out for us
Mm.
while we're sleeping would be very helpful. We'd really appreciate that.
I mean, I've got nothing better to do. So, yeah. And anyway, I'm quite. I'm going to have something to eat. So, enjoy. I've not been down this tunnel that far before, so this could be quite entertaining for me. Thank you. And he potters off through the door, the secret door.
well, that was something. I consider him our success story in here.
Yeah. To be brutally honest, if he's happy down here, can't see a problem with him continuing down here. Worst case scenario, he keeps the wildlife down.
Mm-hmm.
as you settle your...
Raise the
Oh.
question: if we clear out all the ghouls, what's he going to eat?
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I think that's possibly a dilemma for future us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Rin's going to want a shop assistant, but I'm going to ask. And we're up there.
Worst case scenario, we've already arranged the book drop barricade door. I can't see why a living early warning system or an unliving early warning system that's on the other side of the door ringing a bell is not a bad thing.
So, you settle yourselves in. Angro comes back a little bit later. To be honest with you, it's not the most pleasant of sights. There's little bits of sort of rotty black blood coming out of its mouth. There's little bits of flesh here and there that's obviously not entirely finished a full meal, but it is eaten enough. Interestingly, it almost looks like by eating it's kind of the undead nature of it has diminished ever so slightly. The skin looks a little bit more less pallid. He looks a little bit more sort of intact as a creature, if that makes any sense. Thank you very much. I couldn't eat all of that, so I'm going to save it. But I decided not to bring it here. I didn't think that would be the nicest thing for you guys. Although I might go down there before you guys get up just to hide stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of sorry. It's
sounds reasonable.
Anyway, yeah. You guys should get some rest. I mean, if I could smell, that would probably smell tasty, whatever you're making, but I can't smell, so I don't know. And you know, I think perhaps this might be a good time to just say goodbye to everybody that's watching. What do you think? You go bye. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Bye.
Night out there, whatever you are.